I am a land shark.
Go
Oh man, I do not
land.
want to
No,
fall into a
no,
ravine.
no. You're a land dolphin.
Oh yeah.
You definitely. Oh my God, you're under. You're in the ground. Like, wait, are you jumping?
Yeah,
Quit
jumping.
jumping.
Okay.
Oh my God, you're in the ground.
I
All I
I
can see
can't
is your
stop.
feet.
I can't
Oh my
stop.
God,
I
that's
won't
hilarious.
stop. Stop, please.
Hit
I would
shift.
like to stand still.
Hit
I can't
shift.
stand. Oh shit.
Look,
Nope.
look up and hit rockets.
I can't. Ah! That didn't work.
It made you fly higher.
Ah! Oh, okay. I did rocket.
No, you're just
can't.
rocketing on the ground.
Why can't I? Why can't I?
Hit jump.
God
Hit
damn it.
space. Shift space.
Shift. Shift. Shift.
I don't know. What is going on here? I'm recording this, by the way.
I'm moving like I'm supposed to be walking.
I know,
But
you're
I'm
just
not walking,
you're horizontal right now.
and I can't do anything.
Um,
Oh, this is ridiculous. Ah, my keyboard.
can you actually? Now you're walking. Now you're just horizontal. You're walking
Yeah.
though.
Ah,
Look,
no, I'm still.
you're perfectly down now. Wait, look up. Look down. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Go back down.
Am I backwards? What's the button?
The only thing I can see is your feet. Apparently, you don't have a body. Your body is your head.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, jumping is making me move. Ah, this is. I'm just gonna go in my corner. Oh, wait, where's the machine?
You're good.
Okay, it's over there.
I just looked.
Ah, how am I gonna get out of this mess? I wonder if I disconnect. I wonder if that will help. Disconnect. Okay. Oh, thank God, I'm back to normal. Oh, thank God.
That was hilarious, and I got it all recorded.
Oh, man. And there's Derek. Oh, the lava's moved. I do not jump very high. I'm not jump. Oh, because I'm so used to my springy jump. I'm now not used to normal jump.
Yeah.
Well, like, why am I jumping so short now? Huh. It's raining TNT.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's redstone.
TNT. Ooh, is that a flower field over there? Ooh, yo. Maybe. Yes, kinda. Ooh, tulip. Tulip. Ah.
Run away! The water
Oh,
has
yeah,
to.
it is approaching.
Well, I seen water. I was like, water must remove water. Sleepy time. Come
And
to.
then,
Did you bring bed with you?
boom. I have one in my ender chest.
All right. Well, right next to the portal, there's a base with ender chest.
Yep. Phew. Let me just see now. Ah.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Keep the evil phantoms away.
Protect the pilot. Cowboy. Oh my! I seen the creeper down. I seen the creeper down there, and he looks like he had glowing, fucking armor. And
Oh, jeez.
I was like, oh god, he dead. He died. He ended up down below somehow. He's gonna die. Not again.
That llama's still kicking. Damn. Back to flowers. Why is there scaffolding over here?
Cause it's in my border. Leave it alone.
See, I'm leaving it alone, but I'm taking the flowers near it.
I don't care about the flowers. Ooh, redstone. Where's the rest of the redstone? I guess it blew up. More redstone. Either that or it's. I wanted redstone, not zombies.
Did you order your redstone with a side of dumbass death? That's zombies for you.
Ooh, diamond. Must collect diamond. Even though I have no need for diamond.
It is definitely the one itch that I could not kick. Like, I look at iron ore and I'm like, meh. I look at everything else and I'm like, meh. And I see diamond, I'm like, I can't not.
Must mine diamond.
Like, the biggest draw of this game is just diamond. Fuck. Actually. Ah. Cornflower.
Any redstone in this ravine? No, no redstone. The only thing I'm sad about blowing up is the spazzy block. Oh, redstone.
Okay, or just kill yourself by fall damage, rabbit. I don't care. Jeez. Apparently didn't want to get caught.
Suicidal rabbits, suicidal rabbits. Oh my god. Oh, there's redstone there. Can I get to it?
I'm guessing that's where the TNT is passing over right now.
No, it's above a lava lake.
Ah. Well, if you've been collecting water, don't you have a bucket of water?
Who said I've been collecting water?
Oh, getting rid of filling in with blocks. Okay.
Sand.
Ah. More scaffold. Kill the rabbit, god damn it. The hitboxes are so wonky.
Wonky, 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 wonky.
Got it. Haha.
I seen redstone. It's next to the fucking lava.
Isn't that kind of like what redstone do? Is like, if you find redstone, 9 times out of 10, you should expect lava.
I guess so.
Another suicidal rabbit. Amazing.
Run away! Explosions are coming to me.
How am I not hitting this rabbit?
Why do you want to murder the rabbit so bad?
Because I feel the urge for violence.
Okay. Diamond.
Half of me created that massive line between the two mountains. I don't want to find a desert temple.
Well, there was one in the middle. Well, I guess it wasn't a temple, it was more of like a shrine. Ooh, more redstone.
It was a well. If I remember that structure correctly, it's called a desert well.
Well, there was no water in it, so I would not use the term well.
Oh, interesting.
Where did this redstone go? I just seen it. I seen it with my own eyes.
Sunflower meadow.
Oh, there it is. Went the wrong direction. It was up, not down.
That sounds like
Lava.
fireworks.
In real life, or?
In real life. Can't decide if it's fireworks or gunshots. Leaning towards the fireworks. But who knows? I'm right next to the hill.
Yeah, I can go either way.
It's really faint, so I can't even like hear the repercussion and try to judge from that.
Flat can. Back down.
Suicidal fly. There's a lot of horses. Oh my god.
Oh my god, there's so many diamonds. It's like the one thing I don't want actually is like diamonds. It's like, give me redstone. I want redstone. I just seen some redstone. Where is it? There it is.
I'm inclined
One
to
block.
say that I got myself turned around, but it wouldn't be hard to just fly in a direction because I'm pretty sure I'll hit the giant fuck off hole. I think it's gonna be really hard to miss the giant fuck off hole. Hello, villagers. I am friendly. I have not visited this place because you still have your valuables and your hay. And all your house.
And all your house.
I have found several savanna ones that have been dead and just take all the terracotta off of them. And then just leave a roof. Ooh, that's a ship. The ship that's on land.
Land ships.
Yeah. Ooh. Salmon. Kill the salmon. Kill the salmon. Kill the
Ooh, I'm glad I checked underneath that ledge. Redstone. Ooh, more redstone. Yes. I've never seen an ore go like that before. Damn it, coal. Give me you. I'm mining you too. Because coal is money. I guess iron is money too, but I don't need. I'm not gonna. Ow! What the fuck? That hurt.
You don't want the chest. Hold on. Ah, shit. Oh, wait. I have a village right there.
Suicide slime.
There we go. Whip it right. Whip it. Whip it good. Gonna steal one of your houses, Kibba. Damn it. Picked the wrong one.
You going to bed?
Yes.
Okay.
Stealing a villager.
By stealing a villager.
By stealing a villager's. I hope this doesn't have iron golems. Oh, fuck.
Why?
Because I had to destroy the bed, and in destroying the bed, I accidentally hit the villager.
All you have to do is right click on the bed. And villager.
Well, he was in the bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You don't know which way the machine's going. This is when I normally die.
Wow, there's another village right next to it. There's a lot of villagers over here.
Ooh, thank God I got quick thumb.
That looks like gunpowder. Nice.
That looks like redstone.
Not suspicious. Oh, it is all gunpowder. I'm so interested.
I will say one thing. You do this and then run along the fucking bedrock, you'll get really good at parkour. Parkour. Redstone. Oh God, that's a creeper.
There it is, buried treasure map.
Parkour.
I'll take it. I was wondering where the treasure map was gonna be. One village and there's the other village. Wow, this one's huge. It has 2 churches? Damn. I've seen one this big. You have like a buttload of wood. Why do you have a buttload of wood?
Why don't you have a buttload of wood?
Oh, it's like a scrapyard. So what is... Oh, it's just a random pile of different wood.
Yeah, that happens in I think savannas.
Okay. I don't think we're in the plains. Interesting.
Oh, plains or whatever fucking biome.
No, that's fine. I need to get back to the fuck off hole before I can treasure hunt. Hello, bee. Ooh, more flowers. Any tulips?
It's very satisfying to watch this work.
I know I'm approaching the fuck off hole.
Do you know?
I mean, I hope I am. Really hard to miss a giant fuck off hole. I thought I did.
To 2889. 79.53.
Oh, I am a couple hundred blocks off. I wonder. I just saw a ravine through a mountain, and I'm like, oh, awesome. The ravine through the mountain will lead me the way. Nope.
Wrong ravine.
Indeed.
I really wish I had Omni Zoom.
What's that?
It allows you to zoom in.
Oh. What's this little savannah village that I've wrecked? Ah, there it is. Giant fuck off hole. Trade ball.
Oh my, fuck you, skeleton.
Oh, fuck you. And, I don't need the chest. I'll just place that in a shop.
Oh my god, diamond and redstone. That somehow survived.
That's magical.
Ooh. It was if it was one. Ooh, diamonds. I'm gonna end up having like just as much redstone as I am gonna have diamonds.
Yeah, probably.
Did I just get?
Sniped.
Bring me an ender pearl right now.
Why?
Cause I'm underneath the bedrock and I can't get out.
Okay.
Oh, I made it out somehow. Whew.
Okay.
Thank God that when you fly, you become 1 block tall.
Yeah.
That's also why I got stuck, but that's beside the point.
I was about to say, thank God Derek has a fuckload of just random ender pearls. Oh, wait, no, this is your bin. I saw the carrots and the ender pearls galore, and I'm like, ah, Derek, of course. No, it's yours.
Ooh, redstone.
You're gonna hold on to my flowers. I'll hold on to all of my flowers. I am going to go hunt down that buried treasure.
Did you bring rockets?
Yes, I gave you a stack.
I'm gonna need a lot more.
More.
I only have a stack. I have to go make more.
Oh, geez.
The flat cannon.
Like... I'll give you 2. It is in your pink.
Thank you.
I'm going to temporarily put my flower pots in one of your sculptor boxes so I have more room to collect treasure that I'm about to find.
Why do you have so many flower pots?
I'm making my greenhouse.
Okay. Redstone!
Ah. This is a massive village. Holy crap.
Oh.
Taking up a whole map.
Suicidal slimes. Suicidal slimes, yes!
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's dark. Got to the village. Stay in a house. Beep, beep,
Just
beep,
put your
beep.
bed on your in your inventory.
Yeah, but I'm super close to this village.
Well, if you're going treasure hunting, you're gonna want to do that.
Yeah, but the village is literally taking like right outside the edge. Super close.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Rocket.
If I was a young warthog, I'd death explosions. Oh my god, it's coming towards me.
Run away.
Yes.
Don't blow up. Son of a bitch, I forgot my shovel. This is gonna take a while.
Hey, you know what you should do?
What?
Go to my YouTube channel and like watch and like my video.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, hit the subscribe button. And if you like it, hit the subscribe button.
I'm guessing your YouTube username is your Minecraft username?
Where Zol with a space in between it.
What? Why?
Ooh, that lava can't be there. That's too high.
What is it called?
Where space ZOL. There's
where space COL?
correct.
No result. If you send me a video, go through there, because apparently it does not like you. I missed my shovel. I'm getting my shovel because I'm not not about to take this whole thing out without a shovel. Why did I forget a shovel? How did I forget a shovel?
Yeah, it's just like my name. Space ZOL.
ZOL. Okay.
What did you type?
C.
Yeah, I'm gonna change. Is that lapis?
There was a block of lapis that was hanging out in the kill zone.
Yeah, there's lots of them. Oh, there's slime balls here on this obsidian. Sweet.
Interesting. Oh yeah, because of the suicidal slimes.
Yes. Is that water? Yes.
Shovel. Shovel, come to me. I need you. I need you very badly. Bye-bye, Wes.
Diamond and redstone. Ooh, double redstone. Yeah. Can I find this? Yes. My diamonds. Did you find my page?
Getting there. I just am flying.
Oh wow, you're literally getting there.
Huh?
I said you said it, you're flying there. I'm like, oh, you're literally getting there.
I saw an archway. Maybe just a loading. That definitely looks like a ruin.
Oh, there some is. I was about to say, all this redstone has been really low. as I thought that, I'm like, oh, there's some high ones.
Turtle, hello turtle. Do you attack the fish? No. Are you attacking the fish? No.
No, they do not. They're peaceful turtles.
Right, but do they eat kelp? Like, what is their
Seagrass.
Uh,
Like I said, peaceful. Diamond. Useless diamond. My green coal becomes emeralds.
Oh, you probably lost a ton of emerald blocks to this explosion stuff. Oh wait, no, they're super rare. So you probably lost an emerald block.
They only spawn in on mountain biomes.
Oh.
I'm really happy I didn't. And Badlands are if you actually want to mine gold, you want to go to Badlands.
Oh. Do they have gold mines?
It's almost as common as coal is.
Oh wow. Cool.
I just heard one giant explosion and I couldn't jump or fly away. I was like, oh god.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die!
I got really scared there. Not gonna lie.
Heart of the sea, come hither. Show yourself. There you are. Aha! There you are. That was the fastest one ever. Why does it come with TNT? I never understood that.
Suicide slime. Yes, burn slime.
Suicide slime?
Burn slimes. Burn slimes. Yes. Yes.
They're not
Another
very
one.
intelligent.
No,
Not very smart.
in the class of mobs, they're like class 3 on the intelligent. They're the lowest. Oh, I mean of entities, not mobs. Because they can't pathfind, but they can see.
Why does this have trap doors?
What does?
This village house has 2 trap doors. Oh, it's another pile of random wood. Why? Why the pile of random wood? You're not even a woodcutter.
Maybe he is.
I'm checking out the church. Hello, sir. Don't mind me, I'm just raiding your house.
Steal the brewing stand.
Okay.
Because they're unnecessarily expensive for some reason.
Pickaxe?
Yes.
Ah, broke one. Oopsie. Wait, kitty, come back! You're a pretty kitty. You're like a tabby. Sorry, Cleric, I stole your bed. Fishing, farm, and investing. Witcher 3?
Witcher 3. I did type Witch 3, didn't I? Yes, I did.
Yeah. Are you... I do hope you realize with your Witch 3 video, you have the Minecraft game screen the entire time.
I guess oh, I know why.
I was like, that's the Minecraft screen. Why is the Minecraft screen here? Let me just skip an hour or 2 ahead. Nope, Minecraft screen's still there.
Oh. I was AFKing.
Okay.
I was AFKing in Minecraft. That's why I was playing The Witcher.
They got to see some sweet, sweet nothing.
Yeah. Okay. I see what happened there.
Whoopsie. I hear your yay! I finally beat the game to the Minecraft screen.
I mean, it only took me to beat The Witcher 420 some hours.
Oh my god.
Well, I kept getting distracted.
Ooh, something shiny.
Ooh, quest. Ooh, side quest. Ooh, another side quest.
Well, more or less. Well, that sounded not good. Okay. I think I have 7 hearts of the sea now.
That's good. Redstone.
Oh, there you go. Giant fuck off hole. Did you miss me? Oh god!
Did you find the TNT?
He spawned in as I was getting close. He rendered in as I got closer. So I would like, la da 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 da, big fuck off hole. I wonder where the machine is. Surprise! Found it. Thank you for holding my. You're live?
Huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you are live. Ooh.
What?
It's a minute or 2 behind the actual going on.
Oh, the stream? Yeah.
Yeah. Gold bars. Clean that iron sword. I'll clean that out. Oh wait, I got a big garbage disposal.
Yeah, there's a lot of lava around here.
Uh-huh.
Or just throw it down in front of the machine and that will also do it.
Oh, but I don't want to get that close to the machine.
Whoa.
You have a subscriber.
When you're right next to it, that is a very crazy sounding machine.
That sounds like a very angry giant.
Well, it's like you hear the fuse burning and you hear the dead coral popping, so it's very
Disturbing.
yeah,
With all the different sounds.
yeah, it's very like, oh fuck, it sounds like a bomb is about to go off. Ooh, cobblestone. Redstone. This is my new favorite way to mine redstone. It's completely not very efficient considering how many rockets.
Very effective.
It's considering how many rockets I've gone through. But it definitely works.
Ooh, cobblestone. Better grab that. Oh, iron ore. God damn. Ooh, is that cold? Hello, cold.
Are you running? Are you running around on the bottom too?
Not at the bottom, at the lip. Oh, that's gonna destroy the sea lantern.
Oh well.
Jeez. Oh god, just listening to it crawl by. Ugh.
No, goodbye, redstone. I got the diamonds though.
Oh, I see what it does. I see how you get the rogue TNT. It bounces off of another explosion.
Yeah.
Huh. I missed when Bedrock was a little cleaner. Alright, I need a sword. I got cobblestone. Do you need cobblestone?
I always need cobblestone. I eat cobblestone.
For breakfast?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, there you are. It's kind of like a dragon. When two tectonic plates crash together, the dragons come and get the food. Bye bye, Derek. Hello, Mr. Bat. You're safe for now. A single piece of scaffolding. A dirt hidey hole? What's just a dirt hidey hole? Oh shit, this is not just a hidey hole. The trap! So, we're gonna have to. Hello.
Hello. Oh wow, that didn't work.
Here he comes. Whoa, that's a giant. Oh yeah, your slime. Oh no, your slime platform. Well, it's gonna take a couple passovers before that is.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Zone.
This was only enough. This was only to get the slime to do that. The other thing.
Hmm.
Oh, that random piece of scaffolding. That can go away.
Yeah.
This is a big hole.
Yes, it is a big hole.
Oh, not that one. This mine shaft thing, majigger. Creeper on a ledge. Okay, let's go to sleepy.
Just don't hit the. I hear the giant approaching.
Oh, one of my favorite DJs was live and I missed it.
Oh no.
I just damn. My phone, like, I just turned my phone on because I was in the Zoom.
Slime!
Suicide slime. I think he's gonna take a little longer. Yep, he turned away.
I don't want to have to go and try and land on that platform. Cause that.
Oh, now he's gonna go for it. Oh, he's alive. Oh, there he goes.
Bye bye.
I love how that obsidian.
That obsidian keeps spawning slime.
Yeah, I love how that obsidian's in a slime chunk.
Oh, slime! And he died.
He's seen me. Oh, there he goes.
Ow. That slime definitely dropped the slime ball.
Well, they always do. Well, 89% of the time. Redstone.
Oh boy. Oh, he returns. Oh, I wonder if some villagers will appear again over here. Hello, horse. Do you go through nether portals, or do you get mad?
Wait, what?
A horse.
What did you ask the horse?
If they go through nether portals.
Everything goes through another portal.
Ah. I do have my horse kit. I do. I'd have to take it home. Damn. Ouch.
Well, in theory, it would be faster than walking.
True. Just trying to make them climb the hill can be a bit of a bitch sometimes. I have to design my steps up.
Oh, that hill.
Yeah, my mountain.
Yeah, I forgot you live on a mountain. You live on a mountain. I live in a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a mountain, my bitch. You made some chunks to your bitch. Oh, they're all the way up there? My god, villages are so cool now.
Wait, what?
Llama! Oh, there's llamas here? Excellent.
Well, if I can't see the explosions down at the bottom, all I can just see is fucking blocks disappearing.
I'm happy this village has llamas, therefore I can bring a llama home. Llamas are way easier to try and get a handle on. Oh no.
Blow up the bat! Blow up the bat! Yes!
I wish I had a horse now. What was I think? Okay, it's a split. I thought it was a chicken.
It's got chicken legs!
I thought a chicken somehow managed to get in the middle of the nether. Like,
It wouldn't surprise me.
they just appear wherever they wish.
Is that redstone? Yes, it is. I might as well take all this cool while I'm here. Cause why the fuck not?
I see a pig farm in the distance.
Suicidal slime, suicidal slime. Oh my god, so many suicidal slimes just spawned. It was glorious. I am so glad I just looked at my elytra.
Oh, almost dead.
Oh yeah.
That was sucked.
Knowing my luck, I would have just been run away, run away. Oh god, no!
Burned to death and fell from a high place. Blew up.
I got almost a stack and a half of redstone ore.
Cool. Okay, you don't hate me. Let me change that. You. Ha ha.
But
Whoa. Whoa.
go to sleep.
I'm in the nether.
So was I.
Oh no.
I went back. I literally just went through to the portal. I like how Derek took fucking one of his elytra back off of me.
Uh-huh.
And of course he took the one that I enchanted.
Uh,
I like basically just enough elytra to make it back to the farm, pigman farm. Oh my god! He had a fire aspect sword.
Ouch. Good hot pants.
Good, not so hot pants.
God, why do you have the base still out at Rock your car? I don't get it.
Cause it's awesome.
How can you even drive? That's so loud.
No, it ain't.
I'm surprised I don't hear a clack after some of these base drivers, because honestly, I'm waiting for a bumper to fall off.
I turned up my block noise so I could actually hear when the machine's coming.
Any luck?
Oh no, I just can hear all the zero. I can hear everything running now.
Like, regret.
I remember why I had it down at like 3%.
Yeah, the ticking drives me nuts. More glass.
More rockets. More rockets. Need more rockets. Need more rockets. 15 stacks should be enough.
Oh.
Nah, that lasts me about a week. Actually, not even. Yeah, no, I made 15 stacks 3 days ago.
Mercy. I'll definitely say Elytra makes distance so wonky now. Because it's not just like, it's a quick walk. It's that's about a rocket, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Rocket if I'm frugal with my drifting.
Frugal with your thrifting.
Drifting.
Yes. That makes a little more sense.
Yeah. Because there's times I'm able to get home from the trading hall on a rocket if I'm smart. There's other times it takes me maybe 2 or 3.
Okay, any redstone get exposed while I was gone?
Maybe.
Sometimes I amaze myself with my landings. Considering I landed on basically a lone piece of obsidian. I landed on the edge of obsidian. If I wouldn't have, I would have went into lava.
They. Ta-da! I meant to do that.
I actually did mean to do that. Oh my god!
Did it sneak up on you? Sneak a
I was doing something stupid, trying to get some redstone.
Some lava said no.
No, the machine started coming back at me. And actually, now that I flew away, it wasn't. It just turned around. It flacked one towards me, so I was like, oh god.
Oh god, it's so close. Oh god. Oh wait. Never mind. Not as close as I thought.
I just spazzed and out for no reason.
Keep you on your toes.
That was a lot more than on my toes.
That was in the air. That was bad. I don't need none of yo shit.
That was my heart jumped into my
throat.
my ears. I'm waiting to find a holy quad.
Holy quad?
Gold, lapis, and redstone and diamond, all like right next to each other. I just found lapis and gold next to each other. Ooh, I'm glad I waited that half second to take off.
Let me guess.
I went like right behind the fucking machine, and it flacked one out right where I was going. It was like, oh, redstone, I'm gonna go get that right now. As I'm flying over, pew. Oh.
I just eat a little there. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
I watched it go, and I was far enough away that I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna hit that, but damn, that's right in my path.
Scaffolding is so cool. And useful.
Oh yeah.
Remember when you had to use ladders for everything? Ugh.
No.
No?
I literally used.
That's right. You're new. You're new. You didn't have to deal with the pain of that.
Oh my god, that was very, very close.
I am just waiting for the died. I really am.
Well, I almost died by skeleton. I seen water in one of the caves. I was like, oh, I gotta remove that. So I flew into the cave. It was like, okay, blocked it off, and then I seen an arrow come whizzing by me. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just a skeleton. I looked down at my hearts, and I had one heart. I'm like, oh, fuck.
It's not just a skeleton. It's my death.
I hurried up and dug a hole and hid and ate an apple.
Sounds like D&D is wrapping up.
About another hour, maybe 2 hours on this machine alone, and we can run both of them at the same time.
Oh, jeez. Alright, now I gotta figure out what last flowers from this.
You need a wither rose.
I do. I probably want 7 of them. Or maybe 4.
You know how you get those?
The end.
Help me put down buttons. Because that is why I'm doing that, is for wither roses. Because the only way to get a wither rose is to have the wither kill something.
Okay, so you're...
I'm making a wither rose farm.
Okay, so that means you spawn a wither and just let it kill mobs?
Yes, I'm going to build another enderman farm and have it kill the enderman.
Oh.
That's in very simple terms.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Escape death.
Oh my god.
Very much escape death.
Oh my god. Thank God for those fireproof pants. I seen redstone and I was like, oh, I can land on top of that. It's in a corner. Yeah, I missed. So I basically flew directly into lava.
I got this. I know how to fly. Shit.
Oh my god. And I rocketed into lava, not just flew into lava. So I went down like 4 blocks of lava.
Suicide slime is me.
Oh my god. I literally flew out. I was like, I need to get away from here. Just rocketed out. I was like, just get above land where I'm not going to explode, so if I die, I can get my stuff. My lungs and my heart are in my throat right now.
Ouch.
Oh my. Holy fuck. I need to quit swearing when I'm recording in live.
YouTube frowns upon the slurs.
Yes. But not the burps. Or the cocaine.
The oodles of cocaine.
Oodle, instead of... Yes. Yes. Oodles of cocaine. I want... Now I need like a ramen. In my head I'm picturing like a ramen. Cocaine flavored.
Oodles of noodles and cocaine.
Oodles or cocaine. Ooh, redstone. I've done more this time. I don't like this. Now that I like this mining method a lot so much.
Yeah, when we have to redo the server, it's gonna be asinine and like cold turkey withdrawal until we're able to get everything back up and running.
Oh, literally the first thing I'm building is at least a small iron farm. That literally was first thing I built was the chicken farm. And then the next thing I built was the iron farm.
think my last thing will just be a row of birch sapling. That'll work.
Ooh, more redstone. Ooh, more redstone.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy. Redstone is now to be referred to as. That was almost
Tamales.
candy.
Oh, but you gotta make it a cinnamon candy because
Warheads.
you're almost dying.
Warheads.
You keep almost dying.
Warheads. It's perfect because I'm mining it with TNT.
You're at war with the ground.
Exactly. I'm using warheads to get warheads.
Need more birch.
It makes more sense the less you think about it.
Sounds about right.
More warheads. I just found more warheads. And I found actual warheads. Ooh, more redstone! Yeah! This is a good pass. It's also very scary because anytime I'm mining anything, all I hear is constant lava. I'm like, please don't be on the other side of this. Please be that lava lake I'm next to.
Oh yeah. Oh, you have no indications. Ugh. Oh, that would drive me nuts. It's like, where's the lava? I know there's some lava, but where's the lava?
All I hear is lava. This is probably dumb, but let's do it. And it worked. I found redstone and diamond. Because, you know, I have to get diamond. There's only so much diamond in the game. You gotta get it, right? Right. And this is why I use sand. Bring sand with me when I'm mining. Well, at least doing this.
Look at all the flowers. Almost. Now I got to do the light.
Woo! Got out of here just in time. No, I had lots of time to spare, but I just started hearing explosions. This is a really good pass for redstone. My God.
Okay, glass, another quartz slabs. Okay. You said villagers sell you quartz? I'm gonna say the stonemasons if I'm gonna really venture a guess.
That would be a wise guess. You know, ooh, suicide slime. Jump in. Do it. Do it.
Do it, you dumb sack of slime.
Do it.
Ah, I hit the water.
Do it. Yeah. I don't know why I'm whispering. Too much coffee.
Because if you talk too loud, it would scare them away from killing themselves. Duh.
Exactly. I actually just had a thought. Instead of flying everywhere, it's like, oh, there's redstone just out of reach right there. I'm gonna fly away and then fly back and run into the wall to land where I can get it. I'm gonna just bring ender pearls with me so I can just ender pearl to it. It's a brain.
You do similar amount of damage, so might as well.
No, rocketing into the wall does more damage.
Alright. Stonemason, so I need my trade box. I have everything else but the quartz. Give me quartz.
Wait, what are you trying to? You need stone quartz blocks?
I need quartz shards.
No, you have to mine that.
That's dumb. Okay. The blocks don't
No.
go back. That's so dumb. Everything else.
I know. That's why I leave it as ore, because that's the most effective way to store it.
That means I gotta go find brick. One of my favorite artists has a stream this weekend. I wonder if they got a lot of commissions.
Oh, I got fold. That was not redstone.
It was lava splashes.
No, it was iron.
Ah, bastard iron. Cat! Keep forgetting to bring fish for you.
Ooh, redstone. That one pass, I got over a stack of redstone.
Wow. And it doesn't have fortune. That TNT is not imbued with fortune.
Oh no, this is redstone ore.
Damn. That's right. Because it's just massive explosion.
Oh no, this is just, I'm mining it. The TNT blows it up, it becomes dust. Brunch.
Okay,
Ooh, diamond. Useless shiny object.
Oh, I do not like being in the nether. Especially this platform covered in giant gaping holes.
I mean, you can you can fix it.
Yeah, every time I go to the nether, I don't have a block, a stack with me to fix it. Ooh,
Do you have your ender chest?
not on hand, actively.
Why do you not carry around a fucking ender chest with you at all times?
Because I'm still working on my greenhouse. I'm not actively. God damn, big man. I'm not actively hunting for stuff. I just happen to need quartz. And I don't think I have a chest of blocks. No, I don't think so.
Literally half my ender chest chakras are just fucking building blocks. I got one of dirt, I got one for wood, I got one for stone, one for cobblestone, and one for stone bricks. Well, actually the stone and cobblestone are in the same one.
Oh, there's so much quartz up on the ceiling. God damn.
Diamond, diamond, diamond. Another reason I use sand for this is because its blast resistance is like non-existent.
Oh. No quartz fiber under here? Oh shit.
I want to end up building something out of all the iron ore I'm getting. I don't know what. But I will end up building something out of iron ore.
Cool. Something of complete vanity, I'm sure.
Yes. Actually, I'll probably... Oh, I know what I want to do.
Huh.
I'm going to build another iron farm. Just so I can make it out of iron ore. You know that's a good idea.
I need more iron, but I don't need this iron in particular.
Yes. Oh no, I don't need any more iron. I just want to build an iron farm out of iron ore.
I'm making a statement.
I really hope the TNT machine's going away from me. Okay, good, it is. I thought I was seeing that correctly. Oh god! That's a wall.
I was gonna say, don't forget, there's another TNT machine in green skin that you should probably.
Yeah, no, there was. That's also what was at the wall, along with a zombie.
Oh, that's lava. Oh, hello.
I'm up to 43 diamond ore and 16 diamonds.
Cool. Don't notice me, gas. Notice me. Ah, shit, it noticed me.
And 4 stacks of redstone ore. Which is saying actually one, which actually is not that much comparatively to how many chunks have just been dug out. But for how little effort I put into it, it's a lot.
At least this pickaxe is fast enough to give me instant staircase.
Now I'm really doing parkour. Before I do this, I better have full health. This is probably gonna be stupid. And it was almost stupid.
Oh boy, I don't like flying in the end. Another. Oh no, no. Where am I? I'm that's probably. I don't know where your port is. Oh shit. Hello, Enderman. You're the least of my concern. Are all you guys connected? Oh, that's a magma. Ooh, zipper bridge. I'll work with the zipper bridge. Send me to the overworld. Wow.
I love watching the blocks just disappear. When the machine's like, the TNT is out of render distance, but the world isn't. So I can't see the entities, but I can see just the blocks on the wall disappearing.
Watch? You cut out. Dive. How's my leech doing? Doing good. Do I have to smelt another axe for something?
No, you just hit it with a fortune.
Okay. I had my gentle plunk.
Well, it's a lot easier to carry because it gives you a good amount. It's like coal. So, I mean, literally, that's what I do. That's how I do it. That's why I really only carry around a silk touch with me. And then I just build a giant tower of it, and when I need it, and mine it all in one spot.
See.
Suicidal slime, suicidal slime, come at me, slime, come at me. Yeah, suicidal slimes, suicidal slimes. They kamikaze. They try to kamikaze me. How is that creeper alive?
He's probably wondering that himself.
Either that or he just spawned right behind the machine.
That is possible.
Which I don't think that would be possible because where he spawned, that light level is definitely above 15.
Maybe he was in a hole that got exposed.
That is a valid idea. I don't know how I use that word to describe it, but it works.
I hear it quite often. It's not odd for me.
Oh God. What?
I overheard Derek say, "Yeah, I'll even call attention to it. Hey, did you hear me? I was talking shit to your face."
So I guess it's not wrapping up. Oh my God.
No, I think he's chap starved.
Uh-huh.
Guys. I think he's a little chap starved with these guys. Oh, hey, I was just talking shit about you to your face.
Could you do me a favor?
What's that?
Name a food.
I made us mac and cheese.
I'm moving. Well, right now
Mm.
I'm getting the temporary table out and set it up right on the chair. Right to the side.
Okay.
And start building the preset. Order just
Oh.
close right now. The other.
Oh.
So like, how much would it be if I had
Nice.
two people come and ask me how much it's either? So we're getting.
Nice. I don't want to make anything.
What is he making?
He's going to be building his printer.
Uh,
Knowing that they all came at the same time.
I know that all three of them came at the same time. You said you wanted to save money. You talked all about it.
Those two that I got? Same price as
I know. Why would you get three of them?
three person? They're fucking.
And that's like,
'cause 3 is better than 2.
yeah, but it's like over $2,000 worth of printers.
Well, technically, if you add the ones from serial mine I didn't buy, that's almost, we'll say $300. That's $3,000.
Jesus Christ.
There's a little wiggle room. It's actually slightly lower than that, but when you add in all the extra costs,
$3,000 for 3 printers. That's insane.
$3,000 for 4 prints.
4? Why 4?
If you're including the old ones. If you're not including the old ones,
Why would it be 16?
the 2 printers are $400 each. The Prusa.
Yeah, you said you'd get 3 Prusas.
I'm sorry. If I'd known that it was that, I would have gotten 2 more Prusas and not gotten 2. So a total
Of $2,400.
of $1,600. Still the same price. Basically, exclude those 2 printers, replace that with 1 Prusa. So
You
at
said
the end
3
of
Prusas. You never said 2
3
Prusas.
total, including my old.
Okay. Okay.
They will take that one.
Okay.
leftovers?
Can't tell if she did. Is that a back paws I see up next to her head? No, I think it's crossed front paws. She farts like an animal.
I know, you're probably just like, yeah,
Oh my god, a dog farts like an animal?
parts that she made.
I know.
She made,
Farts like a man. I should read.
how many parts were actually hers? I thought.
No, she has a very distinct, horrific smell.
Has Derek looked at the hole?
Oh, have you looked at the hole? Yeah. You like all the lava? There's a couple suicide slimes that keeps spawning on obsidian and just plopping to their deaths. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna just because I want it. Well, that and I want to mine obsidian.
You can keep. I'll leave that honor for you.
Mitchell will leave that honor for you.
I guess he doesn't want to.
Yep.
Exactly.
My hot pants have been saving his life because he keeps dive bombing lava.
Told you, man. Fire protection is good.
Yeah.
I made a pair of fire protection. That's why it took me so long to come over here. But then I decided the machine wanted to flat cannon me out of the sky.
Huh?
Oh, there's a spawner here too. That's a spider spawner, I don't care. Ooh, what's in the side of it though? Ooh, sharpness.
Any leftovers?
Oh god, that's a fucking angry spider.
Curry in general. So here's one. If I jump,
I'm down, sister. Maybe.
I know if I make it,
Yeah.
but I'm you will.
There's some pizza left. I might actually just like make a sandwich with corn. Not really super fancy tonight feeling. Ah shit, I left the door open. I don't feel like cutting vegetables and all that cooking jazz. Okay. Neither do I, why? Yeah, fine. I will do that as long as you come and look at my not quite finished yet, but
Yeah.
I love scaffolding.
I don't really got to utilize much.
Yeah. I need to do the touches with the vines, and I need to get the lights up here. I actually had to run to the nether to pick them up, but yeah, you can also put cactus and wither roses in flower pots, and their effects won't happen.
You have with the rose?
Not yet.
Okay, I was gonna say.
We will get wither roses if we do button maintenance.
Did he press the button?
I don't think finishing up buttons is going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, probably.
I ran out of stone.
He ran out of stone. Oh, that's right. I need to fill those holes before I
Well, if he
open.
wants to help me terraform, yeah, there's a lot of stone. I'm basically leveling.
Oh yeah, that would be a lot of stone.
So if he wants to assist with that,
I love the terracotta. That is really. Gotta put this.
put it in front of the birdhouse. The level.
Yeah, I
Like
planned.
right above.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna figure out what these ones will look like together.
Anywho,
Fine. I'll make spaghetti. Yeah. Can you check the meat to see the meat that's in the fridge? Because I thought we still had one or two that wasn't frozen. Derek is offering to pay you in stone if you help him level a couple mountains for his witch farm.
I have the technology.
To level or to get stone?
To level. I also have the technology to get stone.
Yes, but it's stone together. It's twice the fast stone. Twice as fast stone.
Twice as fast stone. What the fuck? Garg! I don't understand that sorcery that just happened, but I'm okay with it. Where is the machine at? I lost the machine. Apparently there was no redstone exposed on that pass at all. Oh, that's a lie. I got 2 things of ore. Blow up it! Blow up the zombie! Yes! Yes! Goodbye, spider spawner. Oh, not yet. I would say if you wanted decorative blocks, this would be the place to come. There's my observing tree. I like my observing tree. Oh my god, oh my god, we got another suicide slime platform. We have more suicide slime platforms now. Go to sleep. Hello, anyone home? Suicide slab. You back? Well, shit. Hello?
Redstone has been changed. Currently, I'm playing in Minecraft 1.15.2, and this situation right here is showing the redstone lamp being off. Now, if I quickly transition to the latest snapshot, you can see, firstly, the redstone dot is now gone. We no longer have dots. We are back to having crosses like the old days of redstone. But also, this redstone lamp is being powered, simply because if we take a look here, the new redstone logic is that this little bit of redstone right here, this tiny bit, is pointing into this block, which means that this block should be powered and this redstone lamp is on. Target blocks also have new functionality in that they redirect redstone signal, and because target blocks are solid blocks, we can actually use these to force redstone lines to power blocks to power components, which is exciting. That is something completely new, which I imagine is going to be really, really useful. So let's see what we can build with it. And I hate to start things off on a bad note, but the first thing that I've built is actually something that used to work in Minecraft 1.15, but now doesn't work anymore. This is a red coder system, and essentially it gives an individual redstone output dependent on the signal strength that runs into it. So as I twist this item frame right here, we get a different signal strength running through the system, and we're meant to get a redstone torch turning on, but we're getting nothing. And that's because this redstone dust right here is powering this repeater, whereas before only this repeater would be powered. That is okay. I wonder if we can do anything about that. I wonder if we can actually make use of the new target block behavior to make this work. We might actually be able to do something quite interesting here. Yes, I think I've done something smart. That seems to be working. Oh, how fantastic is that? Okay, so what we've got is we've got two redstone lines right here. We have one that goes up like this, which has a signal strength that is one less than the redstone line that runs through here, which is going into all the target blocks, which means that we get a fully functional red coder. This thing is now functioning. It is giving a redstone output depending on redstone signal strength. So these new features, they broke something, but then they simultaneously fixed it in one swoop, and I like that. With that being said, if it wasn't for this new redstone behavior, this new super small system would actually function, but unfortunately it doesn't, due to this redstone dust powering this block, even though that's not powered. Do I like this new I think I might just have to get used to it, but this still seems weird to me. Regardless of the new redstone features, please somebody send help. I've become obsessed with red coders, but after spending far too long scratching my head trying to make this thing function, I finally managed to pull it off by swapping out the repeater that was here with a comparator. So right now it's powered by a signal strength of 1. This has got a signal strength of 1 running into the side of it. 1 minus 1 equals 0, which means that this thing isn't giving an output. But then when we increase the signal strength of 2 running into it, 2 minus 1 equals 1, which means we are getting an output, which means that now the first part of the red coder is working, which means the rest of the red coder is working, and now we have a new super small design thanks to the new mechanic. Now please, can we move on from red coders, because I'm sure only about 4 of you actually find them interesting, and to the 4 of you who do find them interesting, I appreciate you. I just got excited because I thought this was a new really compact way of making piston walls, but now that I think about it, not much has changed here. I mean, I could just... This still exists, so I suppose... yeah, that hasn't really added much. I've just realised something. This fixes a problem that has plagued my 3x3 piston doors for years. So here is the standard design for a 3x3 piston door. As you can see, everything is working apart from that top piston up at the top there. Now, there has always been, okay, ever since the dawn of making these things, there has been a dilemma. You either place a block here and have redstone dust on top, but that increases the height of the piston door. It makes the door ever so slightly bigger in the dimensions, which is something that us redstone people lose sleep about. Or alternatively, you add in a repeater that runs into a block, and then you have the redstone power the piston, and that does it, but then your door is ever so slightly out of sync. Well, now that we have the target block, problem solved. Problem solved. It's not out of sync. There's no extra block on top. Oh, 2013 me would be going crazy right now. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the redstone community. So I thought it would be interesting to just tackle something like a triple piston extender and see if I could make use of the new target block functionality on the inside of it. And I have, and it's so useful. It's so useful. You know, there are some redstone changes that are made that are like an entirely new component, which obviously introduces a whole bunch of new possibilities. For example, when slime blocks were introduced, that was like a whole new area of redstone. Then when honey blocks were introduced and they didn't attach to slime blocks,
Why is
it's not like a
terracotta so
completely
hard
revolutionary change. But
Hey,
it's
tell
a
Derek
really
to get out of the
in that
machine.
It solves a bunch of problems
Okay.
and makes a bunch of things that weren't possible before possible. And that's kind of how I feel about these target block things, because
Derek,
they open up
your
a few
AFKing
doors
is
that
no
weren't
longer
open
needed.
before. For example, down the bottom here, I actually needed
Okay.
to make use of a target block, okay? Because I have a piece of redstone dust that is being powered, and I wanted it to power this block right here, and also
Harsh,
power this
mega
piston
person.
as well. Now, I simply would not have been able to do that without target blocks. This target block is redirecting the redstone and also allowing this piston to be powered. Block is powered, piston is powered,
Sorry, I was
everything
making
works.
food. I did not
and
I
everything
thought I said that.
is
I might have
fully
hit mute
functional.
before.
And this triple piston
Too early.
extender actually works really nicely. I've also used them a bunch here as well to create the pulse extenders and things. I mean, this is just a handy addition. This isn't the world's best triple piston extender. This is definitely not the most compact or anything like that. But
Like, there
this
was
design is
any way
made
to be able
possible
to
through
get
target
the
blocks.
block.
I, for one, am very, very excited about these little things. These old things. I mean, I say these old things as if they're ancient. No, these are a relatively new design. They came around when observers were introduced into the game. As you can see, absolutely tiny compared to original vertical double piston extenders. They used to be the size of a room, but even smaller now. Look at this. They're just 2 blocks wide. They have gotten slightly taller, but this redstone line just runs along the bottom. It runs into the target blocks just like that. It allows us to power those bottom pistons without the need for repeaters. And everything is working. Now I'm going to move away from target blocks quickly now, because they've actually made another change to Minecraft Redstone that is an interesting one. Powering pistons from underneath with redstone lines a little bit like this has always been a bit of a strange situation, because before this update, the line would have to be at least 2 blocks long for it to actually power the piston. It was all very strange. Well, that's now all been changed. So now we can actually create systems like this, where these redstone lines will actually power these pistons. And that means that... let's just add that little extra one in there. Things like this now function. So you can see that we are powering all of the pistons from underneath with a redstone line going up like that. Now beforehand, obviously, we'd either have to power them from the side, which is bigger, or from above like this, which obviously when you start getting into these areas is going to start creating problems. So that's a pretty welcome change too. And I'm sure it can be used for far more than just hidden staircases. I'm back over with the target block now because I just think it's an interesting addition to the game in terms of the way that it functions. And I'm playing around with just powering things that are flush with the floor. And I mean, this is interesting. So we have redstone lines that run alongside these target blocks that are powering all the redstone lamps, and then when this runs out of redstone signal strength, we can just swap sides and then run along like this. It's still only 3 blocks wide. We don't get any redstone canoodling happening. It's quite a simple solution. And this is a tiny bit more complicated, I guess you could say, but it's even slimmer and it works just as well. So if we flick this lever, you can see all of the redstone lamps switch on, and then when we flick the lever off, all of them switch off. The thing that is tricky about these normally is that you have repeaters, and then generally the redstone lines begin to self-power and things. But look, here we're once again making use of the target blocks, redirecting redstone signals to power redstone torches that otherwise wouldn't have been able to be powered. I mean, this is cool stuff. This is like a silent revolution in redstone. It's a tiny, the most subtle change. but it's opened the door to some really interesting innovations. That makes it sound like I'm calling this thing an innovation. This isn't an innovation, but I imagine it's going to enable a whole bunch of cool things. I've been thinking an awful lot about this system right here that I built right at the very start of the video, and how cool it would be now that we have this new addition to the game, where the redstone actually powers the block. Wouldn't it be really cool if we had directional solidness? Now, what this essentially means is that we've got a stair block right here. This side would be considered a solid block. So, for example, the redstone, if this was powered, it would power this comparator. But then on none of the other sides, it would be considered solid. I don't know if that's possible to program with Minecraft's current code. I have no idea. But that seems like it would be really useful. It would almost be like the target block. It's a tiny change that I think would enable a lot. Auto dropper systems tend to be pretty big and bulky for what they do, and if you have something like an automatic farm that's just producing a large amount of items and you don't mind there being some items sat in the dropper, then this could be a pretty good solution because it's absolutely tiny and also ridiculously fast, and it barely uses any resources. I've just thought, this allows us to run a monostable circuit off the edge of a line of redstone. I mean, this has to, of course it works. This, I don't even really need to test this, but of course it's going to work. Yeah. Oh, that's useful. So we could have a line of redstone with monostables running off, doing their things. We use monostable circuits all the time. Man, this is going to be one of those things. This is going to be one of those features that it's going to take a while. It's one of those things. It's going to take a while for me to get used to all the applications for it. Right now, I'm just kind of finding things out as I go along. I think you get the picture. This has a lot of potential applications, lots of areas in which it can compact things down, and lots of areas in which it can speed things up, because we no longer require a repeater to power a block when it comes to redstone lines and things. I am definitely interested to see what the redstone community does with this, and I'm going to be doing plenty more experimentation in the future. But anyway, really do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. I love it when we get new redstone features. I really do. Nothing excites me more. I woke up this morning. It's currently, I started recording this thing at 7:30 in the morning. It's now 12:30, and I woke up and I was like, it's redstone time. I'm gonna get to work on this. I'm gonna find out what happens. It's cool. It's cool. I can't wait to see what people do with it.
A conference room.
I always thought there were two types of motor car. There was the sports car and the family saloon.
So we all know I'm a big fan of useless machines in Minecraft. I built a bunch of them in my time, and for me personally, they're always just hilariously fun to watch. But today we are going to be taking it to the next level. We're going to be building the most complex useless machine I can possibly manage. Now, this all stemmed from a fairly simple idea. Whenever I've built a useless machine in the past, the piston has only ever come out from one location. It could be a cool location. We've had really complex ones in the past, but it's only ever one location. There's one piston that can break the lever. I thought to myself, wouldn't it be really cool if there were loads of different ways that the piston could pop out? So maybe there's one off in this direction, one off in the other direction, one that pops out from the floor, one that drops in from the ceiling, one that comes out from over here. You know, there's just all sorts of different ways in which that lever can be broken. Right, I'm hoping, so we've got one that comes in from this direction, one that comes in from that direction. I guess we'll need a sticky piston underneath here. That will retract this block to make way for that piston, so that's all fine. We have one that comes in from the top. However, I'm kind of thinking about that one, because I want other ways that it gets destroyed. Maybe that one can be water. So that will drop water through on top of it. So we'll move this piston out of the way, and that will drop the water through. So there'll be a like water chamber up at the top there. There's got to be some other things that I can do here. Now, I'm hoping this works. So if I was to have a bit of water in this area here, yes, it does. So it automatically directs across into that hole that I've just created. Okay, that's definitely one that I need to do. This has got to be my new favorite way in which this thing's going to get destroyed. Oh, I've just destroyed my button. This is going to be so stupid. Okay, I think we have 8 different ways in which our lever can be destroyed. So I guess the first thing that we have to do is we need to hook up the redstone output from the lever, which is going to come out from this block here, And then I guess we need to run it straight into a randomizer, which is going to decide which of the 8 outputs we're actually going to get through this thing. And I have to say, it's looking pretty big. I mean, this is one half of our randomizer output. So you can see we've got 4 outputs, individual ones coming out there. And then I'm just in the process of building up the other half. But for some reason, I didn't expect this to be quite as massive as it's already become. I mean, look at this thing. It looks like a computer. Turns out that isn't actually what was wrong. I was actually missing a handful of pistons and repeaters, and some of my timings were incorrect. So that's now all been fixed up, and now we actually have a 1 in 8 randomizer that is functioning. So every single time I hit one of these buttons, we get a 1 in 8 chance of any of these pistons firing, and it's a completely equal chance between all of the pistons, which is brilliant. So now we just have to start hooking up these outputs from this thing into the various circuits that we actually need to create. In fact, you know, I think I'm going to create the circuits first, and then we'll start wiring them into this thing. Right, so let's see if part 1 is working. So we just need to move that out of the way. Alright, that was pretty quick. So our piston's been pushed out, and then we should have... We almost had the full retraction, but... okay, yeah, because that's going to take longer to retract. I mean, I guess we push this, we just expand this out. We don't really have to worry about things being compact anymore, considering we have that hanging out the back. So if we were to set this maybe to 4 ticks, that can be on 6 ticks. This is a redstone dust. And then if we grab our lever, that should now do the trick. Yes, okay, that's done it. Right, we just need to do this block retraction down at the bottom. Now, I'm hoping that with this setup right here, which is an absolutely enormous setup, we should now have a system that functions. So there we go, that's just fired it through. And yes, our lever has been broken and the piston has retracted out of the way. Okay, that's brilliant. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to copy what we have going on over here onto the other side, because we have a second one on this side. Okay, so that's 2 done. Now, next up, we have got some very simple ones. We've got, okay, so in the center here, there's actually going to be a sticky piston. So that's going to be a really, really easy one, because that's just going to push the block across, which is instantly going to break the lever. So that will be nice and easy. And I think I'm actually going to wire that and then this one into these 2 central bits of the randomizer. And you know what, now that I'm actually thinking about it, there's a few more that are ridiculously simple. I think there's another one down at the bottom here. Yep, so that one... Ooh. We could genuinely run into a problem there. How could I mean, there's nothing I can really do with that. The reason that I'm having to use a slime block is because this lever is going to power the block. So the system would actually break the lever before we get an output through it, which isn't what we want, actually. We don't want it to break the lever too early. But I can't move these observers. I've thought something through, and I have to say, I think it's actually quite smart. So look, this is how it's going to be most of the time. And then when it retracts, it will do this, and it will leave the observers up at the top. And then I can also use those pistons, I can power these pistons to send an update through the observer when I need the update to be sent through the observer for this circuit. I mean, that is... I'm proud of myself for this one, I have to say. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15... and then I guess that can run straight in there. Okay, so that's that one hooked up. As far as I can tell, we only have 2 left, which is the triple piston extender up at the top, and then also our water pistons, which we have 1 piston down there. That's going to be retracting that block to let the water out. And then this piston down here, which is going to allow the water to flow into that hole. Now I'm curious to see if this works. That was almost a very pleasant surprise. So that goes all the way down, but then when it comes to the retraction, it just needs to be a tiny bit slower. I wonder if I just run the redstone in like that. I'm a bit confused here. So Oh, that's extended in the wrong order. Yes, I've managed to pull it off. So there we go. If we flick the lever, you can see our piston pops down. It will break the lever, and then it will all get retracted back up to the top. Okay, this is brilliant. And now we have, so the lava has now been added in. We've added in all of the lava droppage, and I've added in a circuit that actually allows that lava to drop down. And I've just been testing that out. So that all seems to be working. We just need to repeat the 2 ticks there. And then all we need to do is we need to connect up this redstone line here, I'm guessing into some form of pulse extender, so that we actually get a decently long pulse on that one. So I'll quickly do that. And then this thing will actually be functioning. We will have built the most ridiculous, useless machine I think there's ever been seen in Minecraft. Now, what I will say is, the chances of this thing working first time, every single element working first time, is probably about 1 in a billion. There's so many different components to this circuit that I haven't actually tested out yet, that I don't think it's all going to come together coherently. But, oh, actually, just looking at that lava there, that reminds me, I actually need to put the water in place, which is going to be clearing out our lever. So, now that I've actually hooked up our inputs into the system, let's give it a go now. So, clicking the lever, and alright, so the first one that we got was water, and I'm going to make sure that that water hasn't actually just cleaned out a bunch of redstone, because that would be one of the things that happened. Okay, so that's that. Alright, we flick the lever again. What's going to happen this time? I mean, there's a very low chance of that happening, but it is believable. Let's try again. There's got to be some funny business going on here. Surely. What's going on? Having done a little bit more testing, there doesn't seem to be an issue, which is pretty crazy considering there's a 1 in 4,096 chance of me getting that same thing 4 times in a row. Anyway, if we keep playing with this, you can see that we get all sorts of different things going on. We've got anvils flying in. Flick the lever again. Oh, okay, that block pushed it out this time. Flick it again. And this time, alright, that piston's popped out and broken the lever. I could play with this thing all day. This is an incredibly satisfying redstone contraption. It's just really fun to use. Look, down comes the lava. Oh, let's try again. Oh yeah, I'm just... Have we had everything so far? So that piston's just popped out? I don't know. I can't think of what else we have. So we're getting lava again. One thing, I don't think we've had this piston dropping down just yet. So I wonder if we can get that. Let's see. Okay, that block. As I say, this is one of those things that I'm heavily enjoying. I could honestly do this all day long. Maybe that means that I've got an incredibly boring life, but I just like playing with this sort of thing. Come on, it has to do the drop down at some point. I mean, that's probably one of my personal favorite ones. It's taunting me here. I haven't got it yet. I've tried this out probably about 50 times. Yes, there it is. And oh, it's a little bit dangerous. That's something that I hadn't really thought of, but you know what? That's also quite cool. So there we go. That is the most ridiculous, useless machine I could possibly build in Minecraft. Now, obviously, the reason that these things are cool is that you do actually get a redstone output through this thing. If you wanted to use this as some form of strange hidden entrance, then you absolutely could. You could just hook it up to a redstone door, and that could be how you get into your base. See, look, as soon as I don't want it to happen, I've been waiting for that for ages, and then there, you get 2 in a row. That's how these things work. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this redstone video. If you have, be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.
So, whether you're for the Alliance or if you're for the Horde, it's time to toast to 15 years. Everyone raise your sword. No enemy can defeat us.
Hello,
I'm FGX Toycat, and one of the most popular series on my channel recently seems to be the 1 week realm experiments. This is where we apply really silly rules for Minecraft realm for a week, and we see the progression of the server over that time. However, the downsides of using a Minecraft realm, besides the cost, is the fact that obviously you can't have as many players as a Minecraft server, and also it only works in Minecraft Bedrock. So MC Pro Hosting recently hit me up and said, hey, do you want a server for Minecraft Bedrock or Minecraft Java? I said yes to that, which they weren't quite expecting, which is why today I have 2 Minecraft servers I'm going to be following over the course of a week. I have a Minecraft Java server and a Minecraft Bedrock server. As you can see, they're both set up on the same seed, and we're going to be seeing what happens over the course of a week on both servers. It's the ultimate, question being answered in the form of a Minecraft server. Which version of Minecraft is better? Is it Minecraft Java or is it Minecraft Bedrock? Over the course of the next 2 weeks, we put the 2 communities up against each other and we find out the answer for sure. So yeah, they are blank worlds with just basic survival rules, anti-cheat turned on, and we're going to see how well it goes with 100 separate people for Bedrock and 100 separate people for Java, seeing who is the better community when it comes to making beautiful survival worlds. So first, I feel like one of the most important things to explain is these are in fact very distinct servers on very distinct versions of Minecraft, and in case you're not familiar with the differences between Minecraft Bedrock and Minecraft Java, we won't dive into all of them right now, but so that you can tell the difference, we'll not only show you for the first few clips what is Bedrock and what is Java on screen, but also you can tell Bedrock from Java by the colors of the game, from the fact that Bedrock, as you can see right now, has coordinates in the top left at all times, if you turn them on that is, and also that Bedrock, when you type in the chat to say anything, you can see how the chat goes in the top left. When we play Minecraft Java, we not only have different colors, we not only do not have the coordinates, but if we say the exact same thing, you can see how the chat goes in the bottom left as opposed to the top left. Okay, now we've gotten that out of the way, let's open the floodgates and let's see which server fills up first. Okay, so one of the most astounding things is seeing how fast people join the server after I announced it. Like, look at all these people. We've got a guy called Toycat as yes, it's just me with a crown over there too. I'm liking the variety we've got on this server. We've got a lot of ocelots. But yeah, something I wasn't expecting is the fact that the Bedrock server has actually filled slower than the Java Edition server. So clearly there's more demand for a Java server. So it tells you there's more Java players that are watching Twitter at the very moment I announced it there, I guess. But luckily we can fit 100 players on both servers, so even this isn't enough to fit it, which is nice. So now the first part of the experiment is working out which build gets made first in both servers. Obviously it's going to be basic starter houses, but who makes better starter houses? Is it the Java Edition community or is it the Bedrock community? I don't know if this is the best skin and name ever or the worst skin and name. No matter how bad you'll find skins in Minecraft Java though, you'll always find ones worse in Minecraft Bedrock. This is everything I hate about the internet personified in a skin. Oh, it's got the fire emoji in the back, because of course it does. Because of course it does. Also, I think people have been trained by the North Korea realm just to worship me as if, like, I didn't tell them to do this, but this is just what they're into. Okay, this makes things better. Bedrock has made up for its sins with its eternal worship. So, the first build on the Java server has been made. We've got the community crafting. I mean, it's missing the G, but they ran out of space. Box. I mean, crafting box is a bit of a goofy term for it. And then we've got this house right here. As you can see, it's pretty nice. It has a crafting table on the inside as well. I guess this is his personal crafting table, and that's the one for the community to use. We are superior to Bedrock. But I didn't even tell the 2 servers that they were fighting, but they're already, again, crazy over it. Those Pocket Edition losers. So I teleported all the players into one position because we got a little bit of an issue, and I think I created a bigger issue. Have you ever seen so many players in one space? So, while on the Java server, houses are being created, all we've really seen is a few stacks of blocks on the Bedrock server. I think there's a lot of lag here, to be fair. We set the server limit to 100 without realizing that maybe it probably couldn't handle that so well. So I guess this is officially our first build on the Bedrock server. It's a tree that's half made of acacia and half made of spruce? Okay, so it took literally 4 times as long, but we now have some builds. We've got this, Lord Daddy Toycat, and what even is this? I can't even comprehend what this might be. We've then got the worst Minecraft house in the world. I mean, like, it's the bare minimum to be called a house, but it belongs to Soupy, apparently. And then in a nearby mesa, someone's written Toycat as yes, because, I mean, what's the first thing you should do with your ability? You should use it to, I mean, key messages, I guess. Key messages. So it does have to be said, there's much more of a community on the Bedrock server. Like, people seem to just want to work together. I mean, plus the worship, which was a bit weird, but you know, people seem to be working towards a common goal. Now is probably a fun time to mention that while I was trying to reduce lag, I made the player limit smaller, and now I can't get onto my own server, which is a tragedy if I've ever heard one. Like, I don't want anyone to be under the wrong illusion. I really don't know, you know, much about servers. It's something I kind of experiment with. That's the point of these realm/server experiments. I'm just playing around and seeing, you know, like, what we can do with it. About an hour in now, and we have a little community burgeoning here on top of the hill in Java. Again, it's near spawn, so I guess it's kind of the same thing. Okay, Java made me laugh first. I mean, I am a pussycat, right? Like, that's just an objective fact about me. We also have Dr. Phil's office over here. Why? How did they get that username, and why are they dressed as the generic panda girl in Minecraft? The skin that every girl seems to use, or every person pretending to be a girl, if nothing else. So Dr. Phil invited me into his panda girl office, and I'm just saying, it's a pretty bland office. Why is my server so laggy, Phil? So Dr. Philster responds, you need to increase the limit to 5,000. Well, you know, clearly we've got a man of culture. It does have to be said, the things that I do see on this server are actually really going quite well so far. So, good job Bedrock, guys, and good job Java so far. No one's made a dumpster fire yet, and that's always a good sign. Again, we should have anti-cheat that stops that happening, but you can't trust people, generally speaking. I would like to trust people, but you also can't trust people. Oh, and a funny fact, because the servers, we don't, you know, we just had some test servers. They're not meant for 100 players, but to kind of like maximize the amount we can get out of them, we've turned off mobs, and therefore people are having real troubles like surviving. But that's half the fun, right? You know, if people aren't starving to death, are you really even a dictator? People improvise, they adapt, they overcome, as you can see from this huge community farm that people are trying to start. I think that's beautiful. This guy's skin being covered up, you know, this is the awful emoji from earlier. That is definitely beautiful though. So, 12 hours later, it seems as though there's been at least some amount of either griefing or mischievous behavior on the Java server. I mean, they still have their crops going, and I'm not really sure what else. A lot of signs, because that's a thing. And then we also have this nice little fountain, the Fountain of Children. The Fontaine of Children. Huh. Also, Dr. Phil has now moved his office onto the mountain, because the mountain's just the coolest place to be. So yeah, besides that, you can see how, yeah, most things seem to be pretty rough, pretty destroyed here, which is surprising. I wasn't assuming that would be the case. Although it is worth noting, this is a pretty nice little build right here, like this little house. This is what people consider to be a traditionally nice/okay house, and it does technically work as a house in that way. How did you get in here? There is no door. Please answer with this sign. Broken. So the Bedrock server, on the other hand, is, I guess, also in a little bit of a rough place. You can see how there's some serious improvements. Because they had a jungle, they got a near unlimited amount of wood, it looks like. And they made an office-style building with no real purpose on the inside. But, you know, one day they can get all the people working in a giant office-style factory, maybe, question mark. And also we got this nice little statue of, you know, like some weird superhero-style dude, I'm assuming. I'm not even entirely sure. It seems as though the tragedy of the commons has struck here, because if you look, all of the crops, they used to have this wonderful way of stopping themselves from starving, but it looks as though someone just came in and stole all the crops and no one bothered replanting them. So again, that's the tragedy of the commons right there. Everyone collectively does something, one person breaks it, and now it's all gone, right? It looks like. Although if we head a few hundred blocks out of the jungle, you can see this little society starting over here, which again is going pretty nice so far. Everything's very basic, like it's all the, you know, because there's no hacking, no cheating. Maybe that's all it is, though, is keeping people into the basic blocks of stone bricks and wooden planks and, you know, like half slabs from those stone bricks. But there's nothing too fancy here besides maybe the red terracotta, although it's likely from a mesa, which is really interesting to me that, like, things are actually more survival based in this server than they ever have been. And even if that means things look rough right now, I want to see the progression that means that they'll lead over the next few days and indeed over the next week. So I've asked the guy where he got the diamonds, and I'm very suspicious of a man who has enough spare gold and iron to make this. Mining. I'm gonna punch him once. Give him a warning here. But yeah, I think this is a really cool little civilization they have, the way they've turned like some extreme mountains into a place to live, and I'm hoping that this is something that goes well going forward. And literally within the first 24 hours, we've already got the first build-up and then collapse of civilization. Everyone has left here. What was once the thriving, burgeoning start of Brand New World is now the burning start of a new world that has kind of left and gone elsewhere, which, you know, kind of makes sense, but it's still kind of tragic. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, based on the fire, the lot of fire actually in this Junglewood building, I'm guessing, you know, maybe a griefer, maybe a fair few griefers have come through here and decided, you know what, building things, that's not for us. I'd much rather burn things to the ground. And, you know, it's hard to disagree with people too much. Oh, look, there's another burgeoning part of civilization. Again, with a server with no limits, I guess every time someone's stuff gets destroyed, they can just move further and further away. And in this case, we've got a really nice little civilization starting here. So this is a roughly 24 hours when the server started. We've already got a really cool little civilization that started, ended, and then restarted in an entirely different place. And I think that's beautiful. You can tell it's legit because he's only half diamonds, half iron, and most people who duplicate have literally no tact. Also, message for Toycat inside, I just realized. Let's see what it is. Toycat forgot Echo's stream. I am very upset, Toycat. Where Diamond Sackboy told him to meow, meow. Toycat is meow. This is the worst message I've ever read. You know, I will not be sad if this civilization collapses in the next 24 hours. While we're talking about things that I wouldn't miss if they were to burn down or mysteriously vanish, there's this very strange statue of the villager. Is it even meant to be a villager? Is this meant to be anything? Is it a pig standing upright? I don't know, but it's pretty horrific. And then, just a little bit over here, we have what was going to be the start of something great that I would assume was grief if it didn't look like. No, actually, I think someone did just give up halfway through making something here. Same with this, right? Like, this is so specifically destroyed that I don't think it has been destroyed. I think it was just half built. And the text down here. Sorry to interrupt this build, but there was right where my house was going to be. Sorry to disappoint. There was a chest that might have been destroyed. So, yeah, I really do think that, you know, when the Java community gets to building something, they generally seem to do, like, a cool, interesting build. But based on what we've seen today, they also are very good at just getting halfway through something and giving up. Something I do find really suspicious is the fact that pretty much the exact same build, you know, from a different material, but this same idea of like a skyscraper with no content on the inside, besides just stairs / ladders up, the fact that that's been built on both servers, fairly near the spawn, maybe it's just an unoriginal idea, just having a, you know, perfect skyscraper up the ceiling off the same material. Maybe that's just a really easy idea that has, you know, come across by pure chance. Or maybe there's something more up here. Maybe there's something about Bedrock and Java that's the same. Maybe there's something about all players when thrown into survival server that will cause the exact same outcome. I'm not really too sure here. I'm just kind of interested to see. Because like I said, pretty much everything else I can see anywhere around here has the same issue of just being unfinished, a work in progress. And work in progresses are great, but we've got to see like you know, a work that's not in progress, a work that has progressed, and I see none of that around here. Okay, you know, I lied. I do in fact see a work not in progress. There's this beautiful house right here that has 2 doors, a dog, a furnace, and a crafting table. So yeah, this is the Toycat is yes house. Please don't steal. Please don't steal. I can't be on the server 24/7 to keep stuff safe. You know, you hack. You know, it's really nice of him to just like politely request. And if people, you know, listen to that request, then that goes to show Java community is a bit of great guys. Oh, also it shows everyone's health above their head. Yeah, there definitely seems to be a common theme of courteousness on this server. I am sorry for taking some of your wood. You know, people don't need to say that to each other. A lot of people on the Realm experiments were nice to each other before they entirely weren't. It seems as though the niceness has survived this entire time over here on Java, which, you know, we've got many days to see that change, but I hope it doesn't. I really hope that we have a place where everyone's just nice to each other and does things that are generally not awful. So, 2 interesting things about the Java Edition server 36 hours in. One is the fact that no one has come back to finish this. They just thought this was an acceptable way to leave their house, and I disagree vehemently with their opinions. And 2 is the fact that even though the server has kind of decreased in popularity, mostly because of its lag, even with 4 people on, we're still experiencing serious lag. So, again, I feel like I probably configured something incorrectly. But, you know, if we fix that shortly, then we can start to see what people get up to. Because right now, as best I can tell, the most that I've seen are a bunch of signs saying Toycat is yes. That's about all the progress we've seen in the last 12 hours. I think because of some server issues I ran into. On the other hand, the Bedrock server, as you can see over here, has a healthy player base at all times, but also a lot of people come in and, I don't know, invade the Reich, and then the Reich falls, and then everything's on fire again. It looks real rough. It looks like there are some people who do not like that other people build things, because literally 12 hours since this burgeoning little society turned into a hellhole where everything's on fire and destroyed. I like that whoever it was, though, left the Toycat Cathedral. Everything else here, it's a wreck, it's on fire. The Toycat Cathedral seems to be perfectly in shape, and I love that, you know, it's a respectful grief, but if nothing else. Oh, it makes it even more tragic that the Tundra Village had literally one rule. No griefing, please. Man, what a monster, you know, I thought this guy was like, okay, you really enjoy griefing, it's just your favorite thing to do. At least you didn't grief the Toycat Cathedral, but he griefed it. There was one rule, and he broke that one rule, and that is just the most tragic thing I've ever seen. So someone just offered to teleport me. It's Assassin BO55. I think he just teleported me to the sky. I'm also like 95% sure this guy's hacking. I have no proof of that yet, but I mean, we could always do what we do best. I'm not gonna kill the guy. I'm not gonna ban him for that. He gave me some bread. I guess we're cool now. So the sheer number of players that have come through this Bedrock server have basically made the most effective strategy just to, again, find your little base, hide somewhere, and then build your food from there. And it seems as though this has happened all over the server, which is really, you know, nice for the players, but it also means there's no real impressive sign of civilization. I mean, you get houses like this, which, for the record, like, man, this is like one of the worst houses I've ever seen. I get that it's built from natural resources, probably built from a mesa biome, but it's still one of the ugliest houses I've seen in a while. It's off-center. It has to be deliberately designed that way, right? But sadly, pretty much anywhere I go, even when you're hundreds of thousands of blocks from spawn, like this one right here, you can see how, like, oh yeah, we've got like what seems to be the start of a civilization, or maybe someone just ended this. I'm not too sure which way around that goes. You get a lot of examples of just like, man, this is something cool is about to happen here, but also I'm kind of missing it. Oh, it looks like they've, you know, found the list of creepers or hacks or whatever, and they're like, you know what, we're going to put them on a list. We're going to somehow get them with our FBI skills. I'm not sure how that one works. Toycan, can we get a fishing rod? Why can you not get a fishing rod? Oh, it requires string and there's no mobs. That's interesting. What I'll do instead is I'll give them exactly 2 string, which is just not enough for a fishing rod, because I'm a benevolent ruler, if nothing else. But yeah, it's really interesting to see the signs of progress that always get somewhere, and then when things get too big, civilization scatters. Speaking of wild, the spawn area, like I mentioned, this is like the hub for people who come in to grief and do whatever else. And, you know, obviously you've got the usual towers of where people have done the lava water thing. I get that. But interesting enough, you also see a few houses that have started in the middle of this, which, to me, the only way this could have happened, right? Because these houses are so high up, someone decided, oh, even though there's these giant lava coils there, and even though everyone spawns here by default, including people who apparently want to cause, you know, like harm to people's builds, even with that in place, people decided to build their houses here, which I just cannot understand the logic in that one. But yeah, you might recall how we spawned in a savannah, and there was a little bit of a mesa next to it. You can still see that a little bit to this day. I mean, you can see someone made a blaze, and then the blaze is gone, and then everything else has been long abandoned. It's kind of cool that this looks like the remains of an ancient civilization. It's been 4 days, right? And it looks like it's the remains of some long forgotten you know, civilization. Yeah, the one common trend I see everywhere is people trying to build Toycat statues. That's your sign that you're one of the good guys, and the sign that you're a bad guy is maybe if you cover that with jungle planks instead. Or maybe this is just the lowest budget Toycat statue I've ever seen. But yeah, the number of players coming through the server on a daily basis seems to be much higher than normal, and that leads to a lot of really strange outcomes, which maybe is a good thing. I'm not even entirely sure. Meanwhile, I've finally got the Java server back online, 1.14.3. It's weird, the most recent version of Java, you know, no one ever uses it, and I was like, let's use it. But one of the reasons no one uses this particular build is because it just doesn't do good things to servers. Like, servers eventually break from it. We've gone back a version to 1.14.2. So many servers are like, okay, we're going to play 1.12 or 1.8. I've always been a fan of like, you know what, let's use progress. Even if we have to have some regress in some ways, then it's better to have the very newest versions, in my opinion. That's how I've always operated my life view, and apparently when it comes to this server that is incorrect. but I want to check it out regardless. Let's see what's going on around the place, because a lot has changed, it seems. By coincidence, I happen to be near this building again. Again, suspiciously similar to the one on Bedrock. Even griefed in a similar manner by having similar blocks just like shoved all over it and blocks destroyed. It's very suspicious to me, the links between this building and that exact same one. But other things that we have around here are the Toy Cat signs. They have made it over, it seems. I look more like an owl than a cat. Actually, is this me? Toy Cat is yes, statue of our god Toy Cat. One thing that has to be said is, although the Java server doesn't necessarily have, it's not necessarily undestroyed, but the spawn area is much prettier. There are more things that are just about remaining, because even though people destroy it from time to time, it seems, they're not using the same mass destruction techniques, and it means that there is always something happening at spawn. It looks like a very much real spawn server, if nothing else. There's even a little village near spawn. I mean, the walls aren't going to protect you from people who apparently use explosions, or at least lots of mining. But, you know, it's nice to see regardless. It definitely seems as though the Java server is the more, polite of the two. There are fewer people who are here trying to just, make things a bad time. Also, did these people build their houses into the wall? What even is this? So the spawn's pretty great, but away from spawn, when people make their, nice little cities and stuff, those seem to do much better here on the Java server. Look at this. This is using wood. Literally, I mean, like, this is a call to anyone who has any griefing tendencies. Like, hey, all you need to do is mine one bit of iron, one bit of flint, and you can destroy not only my entire house, our entire village. It's all made from wood, and it's all actually pretty well put together, it seems. So, either there are fewer griefers, or maybe people are just better at building on Java. It could be the case. That might be a thing we discover towards the end. Also, there's this lovely little thing at the edge. I actually really like this, like outside a lot. I think the interior space is used in a really ridiculous way, though. Like, so there's an inside, like, elevator shaft, but the elevator shaft is required to connect the two sides. Again, you gotta think these things through. Like, elevators are cool, but they're not cooler than real-life logic and facts and whatever else. According to my coordinates, we're only 1,500 blocks away from spawn on both axes, so, again, they had to go less far, and also, they're less griefed. I guess, there are a few people just coming here to mess stuff up, which maybe is a sign of the community. Again, we'll see if that changes in the next 3 days. I hope it does not. Day 5, and the issue seems to have exacerbated even further, with the Bedrock players all making their own little separate bases, all very far away from everyone else. Here's an example of a new one, 380,000 blocks from spawn. As you can see, a guy has hollowed out a mountain. I don't know exactly why or what this is meant to be. I think it looks nice, even though it's a bit ridiculous, because, I mean, I don't know what's meant to be going on here. It's kind of nice anyway, though, right? But you can see all over the Bedrock server that similar things are happening. People are trying to make their own little houses or builds all the way in the corners over here, and then they have to make a farm. Someone, if it's too close to spawn, like this one, comes and destroys the farm, and then they move on to something else. And, yeah, it's this really interesting kind of individualistic attitude that's prevailed on this Bedrock server. Maybe, something about seeing too many griefers makes people do that. Maybe not. However, on the Java server, what you're seeing is actually a surprising progression, which isn't being halted. People are actually building in the same place together, all on different builds. You can see the same builds from last time. They've progressed. They've also made a little berry farm over here, as you can see. That's a cool little thing. There's even a sheep farm. There's even, like, proper wheat farms, uninterrupted, etc. And I think this is really interesting to see, because although, the server as a whole has been having more issues, maybe that's part of the reason why the Java players have been banding together more. Whereas on Bedrock, you're banding together to try and fight against the griefers, who seem to always, they're omnipresent there on any server or realm I've ever ran. Whereas on Java, people are over that, like, it seems as though people are over the idea of, like, haha, it's funny to destroy something else's work, because it's really easy to do that if you want to. So instead, people enjoy much more making interesting builds, or secret areas, or whatever else. By the way, this is a whole secret base underground of, like, enchantment tables, or maybe secret's not the right word, but a whole underground base. It's a really cool little thing, and it's something they made because, again, to me at least, it feels like, well, the griefing is something that is, something that's kind of past people, and the bigger issue is the server instability as a whole. People are fighting the server itself to some extent by combining together, whereas the much bigger issue on the Bedrock server is griefers. The people, like, let's be honest, most of them are quite young, right? Who only get joy from destroying other people's stuff. That is a That's an instinct that presumably you might grab, and maybe that shows the age disparity that you see between Java and Bedrock, or at least that some Java players have to some Bedrock players. Because Bedrock is available on a whole variety of devices, so where the average Xbox or Switch player might be, in the late teenage years, or the PC player might be in the, like late 20s on average. There's a lot of older people than that. The average mobile player is going to be significantly younger because there are a lot of, like single-digit age people who have mobile devices, who play Minecraft, who might have stumbled across this server in some way. That's, that's one theory on that one. Who knows if it's got any truth to it? It could just be pure coincidence. It could just be that the Java players are just nicer to each other, have a better sense of community. It could purely be the fact that fewer players hopped onto Java because I have a smaller section of my audience that plays Java compared to Bedrock, at least based on the server numbers. Overall, it's hard to be certain what exactly is going on here, but I do love looking at the Java server a little bit more because it seems to be a much more cooperative, sort of good server that you'd like to join. And although I hope that doesn't change in the next couple of days, it totally could. So let's look around the rest of the server. Because you can see even the pretty badly, not even griefed areas, but pretty badly destroyed areas aren't quite as totally destroyed. And, there isn't that lava spiral and there isn't all these other things, which is nice if nothing else. But yeah, no matter where you look in this world, you're going to see either unfinished builds or you're going to see builds which actually look kind of good. Oh, this guy decided to make a nice little cobblestone pathway into the jungle. Huh, I guess it was just the jungle temple that someone really wanted to make sure they didn't miss out on. I have to know, did he even go inside? Has he left it intact? Is it looted perhaps? Let's find out. Oh, no way! Even all of these days later, with a jungle temple somewhat near spawn, because it's so deep inside a jungle, no one grabbed the loot. I mean, I'm just saying, these people clearly don't watch their Seed Sunday if they couldn't locate this in the middle of thousands of blocks of jungle. Just saying. I grew up with a diamond sword, not a golden scar. Welcome to the Soviet Union. Communist population tracking. What even is any of this? I don't know what I'm seeing right now. What I do know though is apparently 6 days on, the most successful society on either of the servers, the most successful society I've seen on any server, is one that models itself after the Soviet Union apparently, and its hatred for Fortnite. Maybe that's all you need in the world. Maybe you just need to have a big enemy in the form of Fortnite and the Golden Scar, and you need a little bit of pretend communism, and then once you've got that going on, people seem to be pretty happy, if nothing else. I mean, he's got diamond armor and an enchanted diamond sword, which I believe is legit, right? I believe that this genuinely happened. These people complained about it never being night. I'm not sure, like, if time moves slower on the server or something, but I decided, I'll set the time to night for them. I'll let them do whatever they need. Usually when I make these server videos, I try to observe and never really interact too much. But in this case, I've decided God is communist in this case. God is a Fortnite-hating communist, at least as far as this server is concerned. So I accidentally died because whenever you spawn into a server, even if you were creative last time you were there, it usually sets you back to survival, weird Bedrock-related bug. But then when I died, I spawned in this weird little hallway, and I love this. Underneath all of the rubble, all of the obsidian and the cobblestone, and the mess that has been made by groupers at spawn, there is some nice little signs that have been made right here. Welcome to IBX Psycat server. A lot of the stuff is grief, but if you go further, you'll find some towns you can live in. Have a good time, remember Psycat yet. Someone went through the effort of making these signs, knowing full well that eventually, whether it's 5 people or 10 people in, someone's going to decide, oh, I'm going to break the signs, because there's nothing stopping them. But I love the beauty in the fact that someone didn't decide to do that. And yeah, big fan of, this spawn area. But let's see what has happened in the last little bit of time. We are just under 12 hours to go until the server experiment is over. So I'm curious as to what has happened in that time. It seems as though there's a giant tunnel under a mesa. Like, is this designed to get people away from spawn, maybe? I'm not too sure, but it's kind of cool to see. Yeah, this thing goes on for hundreds of blocks, but then it ends you out just in this random little place over here in what used to be someone's house, I think, or what was trying to be someone's house. I love that someone was like, my goal on this server is to get people away from the spawn, get people away from that mess and all the other messes around here. I think that's beautiful. Also, there's a surprising number of messages saying Toycat Y, even above this guy's house right here. I'm not sure what that's all about. Also, why did this guy decide to settle down and make a house right next to this mess? Like, that seems like the riskiest place to make something, but I guess it worked out for him, didn't it? Also, it looks like someone tried to claim the mess for Germany. I'm pretty sure that's only the German flag. It's a really weird aspect ratio for it, but sure, I guess that's a thing they can do. It's surprising actually. There's a lot of these miniature houses around this area because Some people just decided, you know, even though there is literally a giant, you know, griefed mess right above me, right around me on every single side, you know, I think it's a great idea to start a house here, apparently. But yeah, something I think is beautiful is that that sign was not in fact lying. The sign was true. There are little towns all around the map, it seems. Like this one over here, again, a fair few thousand blocks away. It's a nice little house with multiple little residents trying to farm and get their life going with cocoa beans and with wheat here. They've even made a little town hall because you know what we need in these little villages? We need some local governance, some politics to save this situation, am I right? But yeah, no more seriously, it's kind of cool to see towns like this. Or towns like this, although I think this is in the very, very early stages of being a town. I mean, it's 2 houses, both of which are missing quite serious structural blocks that I don't think is a coincidence. But still, I mean, this is what happens when you spawn, when you start this close to spawn. Oh, it looks like the town was at one point bigger, but it got set on fire, so they decided to relocate. And I'm just saying, I feel like this is not the best planned relocation in the world. It's funny though, because most towns you check, especially ones from earlier, this was 4 days ago that this was a thriving town, the best part of the entire server, and now it's this. The only thing that survived is this awful cobblestone well. Everything else has been thoroughly destroyed. It seems multiple times even, like flattened to the ground in some places. It's really sad to see because this was, at one stage, the biggest part, the most promising part of the entire server, and now it is this. Meanwhile, on the Java server, things are progressing much more slowly. Again, I would say more positively as a whole, but can you spot the difference between last time, you know, we checked this out 24 hours ago, and now? I would say probably not too much. I don't know how someone became OP, by the way. That's a mystery to me, but I guess they made a nice little house for themselves here in the Wastelands and probably haven't decided to destroy something, so that's nice if nothing else. Yeah, that's how I would describe this the Java server by comparison. It's much less intense, there's much fewer things going on, but also the things that do happen progress a bit slower, you know? I would kind of describe it as the difference between, like, I don't know, to make a comparison, city life and, like, I don't know, countryside life or whatever. Like, oh yeah, when you live in the countryside, nothing really happens ever, question mark. But when things do happen, they're generally at least slightly positive. Whereas in city, things are happening all the time, and some of those things are bad. Sometimes people are dying, being mugged, destroyed, etc. And, yeah. Whereas I genuinely think that within the next 12 hours, the Bedrock server could change entirely. Like, it could be destroyed. Every single last trace of civilization could be gone by then. All these little pockets are getting destroyed one by one. I could see that happening. Over here, I don't doubt that in 12 hours, this will still be around. I don't doubt that in 12 hours, we'll be able to see things like this village still just a little bit bigger. And is that good or is that bad? That's one of the big questions I didn't think we'd be raising with this video, but apparently we are. Also, look at this nice little use for campfire. I like this. Either way, though, I'm going to give the server another 12 hours. Then we're going to see what happens at the end of exactly a week. And we're going to see, you know, Bedrock versus Java. Which community builds better, which community works together better. And, you know, settling the big dispute once and for all in a way that's probably going to make everyone unhappy. But if you don't make everyone unhappy, then you're not a very good supreme leader, are you? That is what I know about communism, and that is what we are enforcing on this server. So the experiment is over now, and here you can see on the Bedrock server, things just kept on getting messier at spawn. People thought, you know, there isn't enough cobblestone and lava and messes around here, so they just kept on adding to it, which again is a pretty standard thing for these servers. But still, seeing it happen day by day is still staggering because I just question who wants to do this, who enjoys doing this. But some people do apparently. So let's see what else we have on the server. Because every single time I hop on, it seems as though another, you know, major town from last time has been destroyed. This seems to be a moderately successful one. I really like this because it's modeled on the old style Minecraft Tiger villages. I mean, look, they rebuilt this from scratch. I think building these is more impressive. Now you can't get them naturally and like, oh look, it's the old style blacksmith. I think they've messed up in a couple ways besides not having lava. I can't see where, but something seems off about this, right? Oh, I think it needs stone slabs on top, but still, they've got a blacksmith over here, which is really cool. Even with some random blacksmith loot they've made for themselves. And then obviously they've got a little house, which is Bird Yolo Kui's house. So yeah, there's a lot of these houses around the place. Every house has a lot of food, every house is kind of a minute base, and every house that is surviving seems to be very far out. Again, check the coordinates if you want a good idea of how far people are going to ensure that no one can follow them. But you can see, looking over pretty much this entire server, that same thing seems to be true. This server seems, you know, the Bedrock server at the very least, seems to have simulated like what happens in a giant apocalypse or something like that, where people just go off and they're not necessarily sticking to groups unless it's absolutely necessary. If you have a group, one person betrays you or one person gives away your location by accidentally teleporting someone to them, and suddenly your whole thing is gone. So instead, people like this live by themselves in a nice little corner of the world. They collect flowers apparently, and this is how they survive and thrive in Minecraft. And it's interesting seeing what can go horribly wrong if, again, if one person betrays the entire group. So yeah, there's this whole kind of dichotomy of the server that kind of boils down to the Bedrock server, something about you know, Bedrock. Maybe again it's the player, you know, the fact that there are a younger series of players on Pocket Edition who maybe haven't developed empathy. I don't know. Maybe there's something about these Bedrock servers. Maybe it's because of the videos or whatever, but something about them leads to you know, a portion of the player base being an unknown quantity, being either untrustworthy, or you don't know if you can trust them or you can't trust them. What is it about the server that leads to this very individualist attitude? What is it about the server that leads to all these things being built and then destroyed so fast after coming in? Because it is fascinating. Is this a swimming pool, by the way? I think it is. It's the weirdest swimming pool. I would not go swimming in a pool that looks like this. But yeah, overall, the Bedrock server, I would say, has functioned moderately well in some ways, but overall in terms of like how well did it do as a survival server, not very well, right? I mean, it's not the best survival server in the world, especially when compared to the Java Edition server, because the exact same crisis seemed to occur here, where there were constantly issues and, you know, like things people have to worry about, but the issues were kind of external. Again, Minecraft 1.14 is not stable to run servers on, but again, I like to run the latest version, so I guess we have to just deal with that, right? So yeah, like basically the game itself was the challenge for Java. Even though the server infrastructure is usually great for Java, for the last few updates it hasn't been so amazing, and that seems to be the bigger thing people are fighting against. The community as a whole, the people actually playing on the server seem to be you know, more, not you know, maybe mature is the word, but maybe just better able to handle what was going on with you know, this whole thing. Or maybe just by pure chance we got a set of people better able to cooperate with each other. Also, apparently they killed the Ender Dragon. I need to see that. No way, they actually did. Okay, well, I mean, it looks like it took a lot of effort based on all the water that's flooding around here. And there's even a grave for the dragon, maybe? Or maybe someone who died fighting it. But still, the level of cooperation on the server was much higher from the get-go. There were, it seemed as though, at least a few griefers, but the proportion was much lower, and the people who weren't, you know, into that whole thing seemed to be much more on board with just doing some cooperative stuff. There were fewer things built overall. There were more issues that were dealt with overall, but I would say as a whole, based on the areas that I can see, I mean, the server is literally millions of blocks. Maybe there's some ugly stuff if we go millions of blocks out. Maybe there's some good stuff if we go all those blocks out. But based on the areas that were actually, you know, inhabited in the times we went through, based on all of that, we can say that this server seems to be a bit more successful. The level of just pure destruction was lower. The level of people trying to ruin things was lower. And the actual quality and quantity, it seems as though, of, you know, like decent builds seems to be higher. Although, sadly, this person got bored halfway through making their cave update sign, it seems. You know, let's mark it down for that. But yeah, so if this entire experiment was to prove, so which community is better? Is it the Java fans, or the Bedrock fans? I mean, I would say based on this experiment, you can clearly say the Java thing. But I think the real reason for that is because the people who want to do bad on the Bedrock edition of Minecraft have fewer places to go. There are servers that will cater to you no matter what your playstyle is. If you hate everyone and you just want to ruin the world, there are servers where you can be rewarded heavily for that. You know, Anarchy servers, and there are all sorts of servers on Java for this. Whereas if you're a Bedrock player and you want to play with people who you don't know, how many options do you really have? There aren't, you know, there are servers, but they don't really cater to survival. They're more like, you know, games they can monetize. You know, there are 5 servers on Xbox and Switch, for example, and if you're on Pocket Edition, you might not know where to find other servers. And to me, I think that's where things get rough. You can see whenever I talk to a group, I'm like, oh yeah, why'd you do this? And they're like, I don't know, it just was kind of fun, I guess. Because if you want to do this, you know, the Bedrock server offers your first opportunity, whereas it seems as though, you know, I said mature earlier, but I think really when I say matured player base, the Java, you know, community has been able to play servers since the game's inception, whereas Bedrock has been much more limited in that regard. By the way, no way, this build from earlier, someone did come around and start finishing it. Again, no one knows I was making this video. So someone came back, it took them 6 days, but we finally have the build at 90% completion. But yeah, I would say the Java community has 10 years of playing together. The Bedrock community, you know, like, there's been some form of online for the last 7 years in, you know, Pocket Edition followed by Bedrock, but it's never been particularly good. Even right now, you know, like the Bedrock, you know, like server software, everything is behind Java in that way, and therefore the number of servers that just cater to strangers playing is much fewer as well. And I think that is probably one of the biggest culprits. I think it's really easy to spread the meme that like Java good, Bedrock bad, lol. But I do think in this case there is a real advantage to having had you know, a player base that's much more used to the game. Also, yeah, the more I look around, I just find things like this, like, someone just made a cute little house in the middle of the mountain that you probably wouldn't even spot from a distance because most things render out at that point. So yeah, this server has been a very interesting experience. The fact that we've seen 2 different servers with 2 very different results. And overall, I just want to say, you know, thank you to anyone who joined along, and thank you for watching this video starting it off. I also want to thank, though, MC Pro Hosting, who, if you don't know, provided the servers for this particular video. MC Pro Hosting, you know, like their company that reached out and said, hey, we've noticed you do a lot of server stuff. We'd love for you to use one of our servers, and I've decided to use it this past week. And yeah, the fact that I can do something as cool as having 2 separate servers, you know, not just realms of 10-player maximums, servers where up to 100 people were joining at the start. You know, having 100 people on the same server at the same time is something that's only been possible because of MC Pro Hosting. And if you want to get a server, whether it is for Bedrock or for Java, you can get one at MC Pro Hosting. There's a link down below. Yeah, I believe there's you know, some incentive if you click my link, and it tells them that, you know, hey, yeah, let's sponsor this Toycat guy some more, because you know what's good on the internet? Letting companies know that they should sponsor people more, which I think is actually a good thing. That's obviously one of the key ways to supplement the revenue from a thing that this guy just pops up and says, hey Toycat, you making a video, Toycat is a liberal. So, you know, we're gonna have to take a little break from that. We're just gonna teleport to him. We're gonna see what he's got going on that makes him so sure about this. Oh, he has a secret little house. It's not very good secret, but yeah, thank you for watching this video. Check out MC Pro Hosting if you want a Minecraft server just like one of these. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next
Oh, hey. I totally thought you were
AFK.
AFK.
Pro Hosting. They're going to be a
I'm
long-term sponsor.
yes and no.
And you want to see more
Okay.
server
That's
videos.
close to me.
I am at AFK in Minecraft.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I died.
So just got annoyed and said, fuck that, I'm out of here.
Well, I lost everything minus my Elytra.
What do you mean by everything minus your Elytra?
I didn't know there was multiple meanings for that.
Okay, well, like, you have lots of other stuff. That's why I'm saying, like, what did you have on you that it was like, well, I'm out of here, fuck this.
Oh, I just lost all my armor again. I have no armor.
Gotcha.
Well,
Yeah,
at least you didn't blow up the pick.
or throw it into the lava.
Well,
No,
technically it
okay.
did blow up.
it said not to let you blow it, like not to blow it up.
I couldn't get back to the stuff in time. I watched it blow up. I died by flying into a wall.
You would be furious by the amount of times I've lost my Elytras. I think I've probably since getting Elytra, I think I've lost probably about 10 of them.
Yeah.
You boys.
Granted, I did give away a whole bunch. Like I gave Kate like 3 of them, gave you 3 of them. When Sean eventually comes and plays, I'm gonna give him probably like 3 of them. So, you know,
Gave me 3 is a strong word.
sorry, I gave you at least 1.
She
Yes.
took 2.
This is true.
So, I didn't take.
I had to like hold your hand so you could get it.
Yes, because I'm sorry, I fell off a fucking bridge.
You did,
My
that
bee.
Yeah, you
Damn
did.
gravity.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
fuck gravity.
You
I
guys are in the nether, aren't you?
No.
Yeah, I can tell.
Ah, pig farm.
Yep.
Don't worry. I'm gone.
But I am gonna be getting off.
Could you do it? Do you AFK somewhere other than the pig farm?
No.
You're fine.